I believe my magazine is similar to music magazines such as Q because I use the same colour scheme for my front cover/masthead and is a similar genre of music because the artists they use are from the same style as mine. I chose this colour scheme because I think it fits well with the chosen genre and the colours all stand out together. I used a mid-shot for my front cover image as it's a typical type of shot to use for a magazine and also makes a photo look more professional. On my double-page spread, the bold font in the black colour reinforces the indie rock genre through the characteristics which are connoted through the colour black, such as power, sophistication and style. The genre of my magazine is indie rock. The audience of my genre are usually in their teens, therefore when designing my magazine cover I wanted it to look obviously from this genre to attract my target audience's attention. By doing this, I made it specifically an indie rock magazine by the clothes my artist was wearing. I made my model wear a leather jacket symbolising rock and power. The font I chose was heavyweight. I chose this because it had quite an edgy style to it which we felt fit well with the genre and the target audience. After looking at a range of media institutions, I have come to the decision that IPC Media would be appropriate to distribute my music magazine. This is because it is the UK's leading consumer magazine digital publisher. IPC distribute many music magazines such as NME, a popular magazine. This would therefore give my magazine a good reputation being associated with the same media institution. In addition, IPC have loyal consumers who may be interested in a new music magazine such as Red Light. Furthermore, because NME are aimed at a completely different target audience, there would be a gap in the market for my magazine. My music magazine is aimed at teens aged 16 to 20, both male and female, however a slight bias towards male because of our chosen genre of music, indie rock. I believe my target audience are passionate about music and my chosen genre as they attend gigs, are loyal to their preferred bands/artists such as You Me at Six and The Vaccines, and I believe music plays a big part in their life. This is because teenagers this age will most likely always be listening to music on their iPods or phones. We began to attract our target audience by choosing particular popular artists we know our target audience are interested in to put onto our front cover for our cell lines. For example, I chose Fall Out Boy are Back because from general knowledge I know they are popular and they have a large fan base. The masthead on my magazine would attract my target audience due to the boldness of the font and the bright colour I chose. My masthead is in the colour red as this colour connotes excitement, energy and passion, all of which are related to indie rock music, which will in turn attract my specified target audience of indie rock. The artist pictured on the front cover of my magazine is young and dominant, which would target both the male and female consumers, as the females would aspire to be like her, and the males may find her attractive. On the contents page, the list format of the articles make the contents page easier to use for the consumer. The main article is highlighted by the use of a larger font, attracting the audience's attention and creating synergy between the article title and the front cover image. Also, on my double-page spread, the questions asked by the interviewer are questions that my target audience would be interested to know the answer to. Additionally, I went and asked a few people who fit into my target audience what they thought about my 3 first drafts of my magazine and took into account any improvements they suggested. This video can be found on my blog. Prior to this project, I hadn't used the Apple Macs before to complete any work. Whilst creating my project, I learned how to use iMovie in order to develop short videos for my research. I learned how to alter timings, insert text and add effects to my videos. As well as developing my skills in iMovie, I also learned how to use Adobe Photoshop. I attempted to use Photoshop when creating my preliminary task, however my skills weren't as developed as they are now. Throughout the process of constructing my products, I have improved my Photoshop skills greatly and am much more familiar with all the tools on the program. Additionally, I was introduced to the website Prezi. This enables you to create interactive presentations which are much more engaging than the average PowerPoint presentation. I have used this website a multitude of times in the process of constructing my products in order to analyse magazine covers and document images from my coursework. Furthermore, my group created a Tumblr account to document our process and research and planning activities. However, I was already pretty confident using this website, which is why we resorted to choosing this format. Overall, I have learned a lot about technology throughout this project. Before creating my magazine, I had never used any of these formats/websites. Additionally, I have further improved the skills I already had accomplished in programs such as Photoshop. Since creating my school magazine, my knowledge of using Photoshop has increased considerably. For example, I am now able to overlap images onto background and further make them look professional. For example, on my double-page spread, I was able to paste my image onto a white background and further use the select tool to select around the artist and cut the background from the image. This has helped increase the complexity of my page layout. I have also learned how to download more interesting fonts to make my magazine more visually pleasing.